guys, part 2. Hopefully you got a chance to try all those 13 problems just to see how you're doing. Here are the correct answers, and I just want to explain each one of them in case you got any of these incorrect. So with each one of these, if you have a negative exponent like we do in the first problem, since it is not a fraction, the first thing that I did was I created a fraction by putting it over 1. And we learned the way to fix it is if it's in the numerator, move it down. So this became 3 to the 4th power, and I did the reciprocal. And then I know 3 to the 4th power is 81, so I leave the 1 up top, so it is 1 over 81. For question number 2, it was a little trickier. You've never had an exponent be a variable. Same process though, put it over 1 and flip it to make a positive. So it becomes 1 over 4 to the y-th power. So that would be your final answer. In question number 3, we have a 0 exponent. So anything raised to the 0 power is 1. All done. Question number 4, if you place that over 1 and you flip it to make that exponent positive, you can see that you have a 0 in the bottom. So that's that rule that you have to worry about. You can't have 0 groups of something or break something into 0 groups. So it's not okay. So that means your answer is going to be undefined. And if you did that on your calculator, you'd probably get an error message. In question number 5, how I did the problem is I kept the base and then I added my exponents together. So I did 4 and then I had negative 3 plus 3 to get my 0 power. And then I remembered anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Same deal with number 6. I had the same base, so I kept my exponents. So I kept my base and I added the 4 plus the negative 6 to get my negative 2. Put it over 1 because it wasn't like a fraction because I needed to fix it. And then I moved that 10 to the negative 2 down to the denominator to keep it positive. And flipped it, simplified it to make it 1 over 100. Same process for number 7, put it over 1 and flip it. So I got 1 over 2 to the 3rd, which is 1/8. For question number 8, I remembered that I have a 1 here that's hiding. So I keep my base and I add my exponents together. So I would have 7 to the negative 2. To fix it, I put it over 1 and I flip it to make it positive. So 1 over 7 to the 2nd, which will give you 1 over 49. For question number 9, I put that negative 2, or I distributed it onto the numerator and denominator. So I have 1 to the negative 2 and 3 to the negative 2. Since I already had a fraction, no need to make extra fractions. I took my numerator, which was 1 to the negative 2, and I dropped it down to the bottom to make it 1 to the 2nd. Since the denominator had a negative exponent, to fix it, I moved it to the top and made it positive, so it became 3 to the 2nd. 2 copies of 3 is 9, 2 copies of 1 is 1, and when I simplified it, I got 9. For number 10, again, distributing my exponents, so that means multiplication. So I have 4 to the negative 4. I put that over 1, and I flipped it to fix it, so when it simplifies, it becomes 1 over 256. With number 11, there was that exponent of 1 that was hiding, so you keep your base and you add your exponents together to get a 0 power, and anything raised to the 0 power is 1. For 12 and 13, even though there were negative exponents in the problem, if you remember your rules, when you distribute your negative 3, you're multiplying. So 5 to the 6th power keeps it a positive exponent, so I don't need to move anything around. So your final answer would just be 15,625. And for number 13, same process. When I distribute that negative 5, I multiply my exponents together. So 6 to the 10th, which will simplify out to 60,466,176. So again, we're going to pause here for today. I know there's one more set of problems, but we're going to pick up there on our next video.